How's it going, my truant people? Dr. Slacking, the Slacking Doctor, back with the next episode of our Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Nuzlocke. And between episodes, which was about 10 seconds, my brain switched off. I ran over here and I picked up the item that was here, forgetting that I wasn't recording. I didn't even really realize I was doing it. I just went into autopilot. So it was Bullet Seed TM. I don't know what happened. My fingers just clicked and I just moved. So yeah, as I said, I'm stacking some uploads, pre-recording some uploads so that that box. So that we can have uploads while I change internet and all that good shit. You know the story by now. You went to watch the other episode at the end to make sure that you knew the story. I know you did. And at the end of last episode, we ended it with me setting fire to horses. This episode, I want to set fire to penguins because they're very topical right now. We're using a Piplup. I nearly murdered it in the last episode. Not quite. So it seems relevant. I went to the zoo with Sean and Ben. Now, some of you will know Blind Messiah and Checkmate Ben. I went to the zoo with them once. You have to bear in mind that we'd been out the night before. Not very late. It wasn't a particularly late one. But then we'd stayed in a hotel room. And I'm not great at sleeping when I'm not at home. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's too much going on. But I just could not sleep. Did not sleep well. So the next, I have to, if I sleep away from home, I have to sleep with like music playing in my earphones and stuff. I'm just not good at it. Don't know why. Maybe I'm easily unsettled. Maybe I'm very sensitive. I'm a delicate soul. All right, pity me now. So we went away. We went to Oxford. It was nice place. And then the next day, they're like, let's go to the zoo. And I was like, oh, I'm tired. I don't think I was hungover, but I was tired. And it was wet, and it was cold, and I was like, a zoo in this condition? It doesn't sound fun. And then we got there, and the zoo was shit. But it taught me a lot of important things. It taught me that zoos are essentially glorified freak shows. And morally, definitely this is a moral issue and not just a me being grumpy because I was tired and it was wet and cold issue. Morally, I'm opposed to them because, right, when you think about it, you go look at a giraffe. You go look at a giraffe, and everyone's like, oh yeah, giraffe, like, what a beautiful, majestic creature. No. A giraffe is just a deformed horse. It's just a weirdo. Like, if that was a human being, and they had a neck that long, and you charged people to look at them, it would be called a freak show, and that would be completely immoral, right? We don't support freak shows. That's not something we do. We do not believe that people with disabilities or anything like that should be made a mockery of. So why the fuck are you taking horses that can barely fucking contain their neck movement and charging people to see them? It's exploitation, frankly. It's complete exploitation. And they're shit. They don't do anything. They just stand there. And once I went to a safari park, and a giraffe put its head in my window. Oh. So it was like a safari park, and you could put your hand out the window and like feed the animals. And I was with Katie, and Katie's a sensitive soul. I am going to name this one. Okay, let's get the comments up. And this giraffe, right? So she decides to put her hand out the window to feed the thing, but she's not the best with animals, to be honest with you. She gets a little spooked. Some of her family are quite scared of animals, and so it's kind of, she's picked it up a little bit. So she puts her hand out the window to feed this giraffe, but she doesn't really get out of the window, and the giraffe comes down like, fuck yes, food. And she freaks out, so she kind of pulls her hand back into the window, rather than putting it further out so it can get the food. She pulls it back in, and then, oh, I should have named this Mid, because I fucked him with a Gastrodon once. Damn it. I could call it Beandon, but does Beandon want to be a Gastrodon? Oh, Jeff. This is a Jeff if I've ever seen a Jeff. Yes, get it, Jeff. Oh, yes. Lovely jubbly. So, the giraffe puts her head in the window. Shout out to Beandon. Super Salamence, 93, I think. Go watch the Borderlands series on his channel. It's just this, basically. It's just me yelling at Borderlands. It was quite fun. I really enjoyed it. Probably the most fun I've had recording for YouTube, to be fair. Most relaxed I've been recording for YouTube, certainly. Anyway, so the giraffe, right? She brings her hand back in, so the giraffe just fucking puts its head in the window because it's like, bitch, that's my food. I can see a fucking giraffe on the packaging for the food. I know that's for me. Do you see any other giraffes around here? That's my food. So he shoves his head in the window, and Katie at this point just starts crying. She's a delicate soul. Just starts crying, and there's just a fucking giraffe in my car, and rather than just, like, with the food, she just fucking goes, and just drops the food everywhere. So now, I've got a giraffe's head in my car, I've got a crying girlfriend beside me, and I've got giraffe food everywhere inside my car, and the giraffe's like, good job, I've got a 90-foot long neck to get all the way down into your fucking footwell to eat the food. And I'm like, get the giraffe out of my car. Get the fucking giraffe out of my car. I will decapitate it. If I pull this window up with the electric thing, if it has the power to do it, I will cleanly take that giraffe's head off. I will decapitate a giraffe. I'm not afraid to do it. But anyway, luckily the giraffe kind of just gave up and fucked off. I think I started driving and it was like, and pulled its head out. In case you didn't get that, that was and pulled its head out. Okay, just important you get the noises right because it completely changes the scene. So that's why I don't like giraffes. We're back to the zoo though. That wasn't the point. The point is just that giraffes are also pricks. They're just glorified horses. And again, maybe I could outfight a giraffe. I wouldn't like to get kicked by a giraffe, but I reckon if I punched it in its neck, it would probably fall over. Like swans and shit, right? And geese. Like, the whole story is like, oh, a swan could break a man's arm with its neck. It's not true. The bones in their neck are so brittle that, like, it would break its neck before it broke your arm. It doesn't have the power to do that. So maybe a giraffe is the same. Maybe a neck that long. But no, then they fight with their necks, don't they? They slap their necks into each other like men slapping their willies against each other. It's not just me that does that, right? That's a universal, you know, you... Anyway, so maybe I couldn't beat a giraffe in a fight. Probably not. And definitely not if I tried to slap my willy against his neck. That would not... I would lose that fight. And I would feel very small. I would sit there being like, oh goodness, this is embarrassing. That shaft's a lot longer than mine. I shouldn't have pictured it. I'm just picturing me trying to willy slap a giraffe's neck now, and it's very funny. I've lost it. Oh god. Oh, that's the best image I've had all day in my head. And I've had some good ones, but that one's top tier. Anyway, I don't think I could beat a giraffe in a fight, is the point, and I would feel emasculated if I tried. So maybe giraffes I couldn't beat up. But back to the zoo and penguins, right? We're at the zoo, and it's like, here we've got a fucking penguin, right? Enclosure, and you go to the penguins, and they're just docile, fat little pricks. And let's be honest, the penguins that you usually get in a zoo, they're not like the cool emperor penguins. They're the little ugly penguins. And you're just there like, what are you? You're just a wet pigeon. Like, we've already established I don't like pigeons. Why would I like a wet pigeon? What's the point of this? And then, like, fucking, we had to go around all the bird enclosures. It's like, here's an owl. Yep, ran one of those over with my car before. Seen them all the time. There used to be an owl in my village. A bloke called, was his name Nigel? No, he was the one that hung himself. What was his name? Pete had an owl. So, like, I saw an owl all the time because Pete had one. It was just one of those things growing up. So it's like, I don't need to go to a fucking zoo to see an owl. Again, that's just a pigeon with a dodgy neck. What's the point in that? It's a pigeon with arthritis. And big fucking eyes. It's an anime pigeon. What else is at the zoo? Zebras. That is literally just a painted horse. Again, I could walk just down the street in my village to see some horses, but I wouldn't because I don't like them. So why would I want to go see one that's been painted? I wouldn't want to pay to see that. What else was there? Capybaras? Great, a fucking giant hamster. Someone just injected growth hormones into a hamster and called it a different animal. And also, what do capybaras eat? Because I was asking somebody at work this the other day. I was like, what do they eat? Because I wouldn't be surprised if they ate humans. Like, you look at them, you're like, there's no way you get that big and fat eating fucking, like, seeds and leaves. Although, pandas. Yeah, maybe they do not eat humans. But they feel like they should eat meat. You look at a capybara and you're like, I bet you fucking... If I chopped up a pig and served it to you, I bet you would eat it. Because pigs will eat meat if you serve it to them, won't they? And a capybara is just a hairy pig. Again, why would I want to go see an overgrown hamster / hairy pig? I wouldn't. If I wanted to see a hairy pig, I'd just look in the mirror. Ha ha ha. It's good banter. Sorry. That one was awful. I'm very sorry. What else is it? Oh, they had some cool foxes and a red panda. I don't think they had a red panda, but I think Dudley Zoo near Birmingham had a red panda. Now that I fuck with. I understand that that is just essentially anime raccoon, but we don't really have raccoons in this country. So in America, with your raccoons, like that's great for you. I feel like I'm saying that word wrong. I feel like I'm saying it with an American accent because I feel like there isn't a way to say it that sounds British because we just don't discuss them unless it's, you know, watching an American film or something. But anyway. We don't have those here. Like, they're not a thing, unless I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure we just have foxes here, which are way better anyway. But I understand that, yeah, Red Panda is just an anime raccoon. But they're really cool, and they're really adorable. Like, they probably would try and eat me if they could, I think. Aren't they quite vicious? Or is that koalas? No, koalas are vicious, and they all have chlamydia. Yes, because koalas are dirty buggers, right? Koalas never use protection. Do not trust a koala in the bedroom. But red pandas are not like that, but they might be vicious still. I can't remember. I don't know if it's just, what's going on in here? There's a hut in the middle of nowhere with just a large man and a small child in it. I sincerely hope they are related and on some kind of hiking trip. Otherwise, someone called PC Plod. Something strange is going on there. Anyway. Back to the point. What was the point? I've forgotten the point now. Zoos. Yeah, so, you know, morally, I'm against zoos. And it's not just because all the animals are shit. Maybe it is a little bit. And tigers, big cats. I've got cats here now, and I like those more. I can cuddle those. I can't cuddle a fucking tiger. That's the other thing. Like, I feel like the best bit of a zoo is the petting zoo bit, which has the least exciting animals in it in a traditional sense. But at least you can, like, feed the goats and shit, and, like, one of them might headbutt you, and that's kind of exhilarating, right? Like, if I go in this petting zoo and one of these goats starts something, I might get a reputation. You know, I might kill a goat if I have to. I will choke one out. But you don't have that when you go to look at a tiger or something. You don't look at the tiger and be like, if this tiger tries it, because you're not in the enclosure. Obviously, if you're in the enclosure, you could think to yourself, I could take this tiger, obviously. But you're not in the enclosure, so it's not as exciting. So that's my issue, you know. That's my issue with zoos. Not enough opportunities to fight the animals. I think that's what we're saying in summary. Either the animals are boring, or you don't get enough opportunities to fight them. I don't know why this series became so aggressive and so included so much animal violence. I love animals, really. Like this was not meant to go this way. I'm not some kind of animal abuse. This is like when what was that? Was it like PETA or something? That charity that was like tried to make Pokemon illegal because it encouraged animal violence. And now I'm sat here doing a Pokemon playthrough. Like I want to fucking punch a tiger. I want to punch the shit out of a tiger. Like why has that happened? I don't. I'm going to get Pokemon a bad reputation. Oh, I'm going to get this game cancelled. Why do I still have a fucking beret on as well? I'm so sick of this beret. It could be worse. I could have that haircut. Whoever designed Team Galactic and drew those haircuts, you were either having a terrible, terrible day, or you intentionally mugged off a whole organization, because that is a stinker, isn't it? My green tea's gone cold. Oh, God. It's not nice cold. Oh, it goes quite bitter. Very cherry. Oh, no. It's gone way too cherry. That's not good. Don't do that. Anyway, moving on. Let's broach a new topic. Let's not just talk about punching animals. I feel like this has gone too far. I feel like I'm going to get a reputation in this community for... Ooh, Snow is evolving. Here we go. Here we go. What a good doggo. I would definitely... If you could have... Question of the day. Which no one ever answers, but I'm going to keep doing them. I refuse to stop. We might have already had one this episode, I have no idea. Question of the day. If you could have any Pokemon as a pet, or would it be better if you could punch any Pokemon? No, let's not encourage the animal violence, or Pokemon violence. If you could have any Pokemon as a pet, which Pokemon would you have? Double evolution, yes, wet pigeon. Get up there, oh yes. I feel like when you evolve Piplup, you just feel like a bit of a feeder. You're like, oh yes, put on that weight. Oh yes, that's what I wanted. I've plumped you right up. I don't really get feeders, you know, not to shame people's fetish. Although maybe that's one that you can shame. I guess if it's between two consenting adults, it's fine. But like, if you're intentionally making someone fat, isn't that always a moral dilemma? Whether, like, you're making them unhealthy. So whether they're consenting or not, maybe it's always problematic. Either way, that is one of the strangest kinks to me. Why would you want, like, is it about power? Is it about controlling someone else's body? You know, is it like, I have control, I've made you this way? Is it like a defiling thing? Like, I've defiled your body and made it fatter. Like, I don't understand. Not to say that, like, larger people can't be attractive or anything like that. That's not the implication. I wouldn't understand it if it was reverse. If there was a starvation fetish where it's like, I want to stop you from eating until you become, you know, teeny tiny, just a spine on legs. Like, what? I just don't understand. I don't understand. And I don't understand, is it a sexual thing with feeders? Does it, you know, if they sit there and they watch someone eating a burger, have they got a boner? Is that how it works? There are some kinks that I'm like, alright, it's not for me, but I can understand the basic principles of the fetish, right? I can, like, a body part fetish, right? If someone goes, I am super into belly buttons, right? I'd be like, why? They're full of fluff. If they're an outie, then they probably belong in a zoo with people paying to look at them. But at least I could go, well, you know, it's a body part. You can maybe, you know, poke your finger in it and go, and that would be amusing. But I can get it, right? It's a body part. It's an aesthetic thing. But feeding someone, why? Like, what? Is it the outcome of the feeding? Like, if someone was already chronically overweight, would a feeder be happy? Would they be like, I don't need to feed you, you're already there? Or would they be like, no, the act of feeding? So many questions. We ask the important questions in this Let's Play. If you're a feeder, let me know down below how this works, because there's no judgment. I'm just baffled. Well, maybe there is some judgment, because like we've said, maybe it is a moral grey area. No one's going to comment if they are now, because I've just told them maybe there is some judgment. But maybe there is. Should there be judgment? At what point does it become okay to judge someone, right? At what point does it become okay? Because if someone, say, is sexist, right? Openly, really offensively sexist, you would just be like, well, I've judged them. And that's you know, out of line. That's over the line of tolerance, what we're willing to tolerate. I guess we're just back to, like, philosophy now, aren't we? Debating what should be tolerated and what shouldn't be. But how does that work with fetishes? Because that feels like I really shouldn't. As long as people are consenting, you do you, right? Anything you want, as long as it's consenting. But maybe there is a grey area where even though you're both consenting, it's what is going on with her shape. I understand the chibi art style, but what's going on with her top half? How did they draw her to have... She looks like she's wearing a... You know, like one of the blow-up flotation devices that you put around your waist if you're a child in a swimming pool. You probably don't put it around your own waist if you've got one. You know what I mean? Like do they call them a floaty? She looks like she's wearing one. Or like she's just hula hooping eternally. That is a strange outfit they've decided to give her. She's kind of like a Beyblade. None of it makes any sense to me. I guess an upside down Beyblade, but still. I'm not here for it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I really like the background though here. I know some people were like, this is ugly or whatever, but I think this looks really nice with like the moons, the planets. Is it a moon or are they all planets? Because the one on the left I thought was a moon. Maybe they're all planets. Yeah, I think they're all planets, aren't they? Or maybe it's a planet with 2 moons. Anyone? Oh my god, that's a big cat! That is a big cat! I would be fuming if I went to a zoo to see that. I'd be like, we've got cats at home. Why have we bothered coming here? It's like that meme, isn't it? Can we go see the big cats? We already have them at home. The cat's at home. And then it's just a teeny little house cat. Oh fuck, I might die. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Do you have Intimidate? No. Oh no. Okay, we can always go into Isaac to bail us out if we need to. Oh, young bag, this is looking rough. Okay, he keeps growling. It's fine. Oh, look at those whiskers. Oh, those whiskers kind of creep me out, actually. Why don't they move? Why is there no... Why are they so static? They do look very static. It looks like someone's just rubbed them against a balloon. Oh, this makes me nervous. Okay, keep growling. Keep growling. Can we just fucking... Why don't I have big pecs or something that stops this? I have, I've forgotten. Inner focus? Should I switch now? Yeah, I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch into Isaac and go for the water guns. Because it's lowering my physical attack. Maybe I should have done this earlier. But I was really scared because I think Isaac has minus physical defense. And I was really worried this thing would start firing off big physical hits. Goes for the thief. Oh, that did quite a lot. Can you kill from this range, Isaac? Oh, this is going to do even more because it's physical. I mean, it's stab. I think we can take one more of those, even if it's a crit, maybe. Oh, that's not going to kill. Oh, no. No, no, no. Alright, we got potions. Cool. It's cool. It's fine. We've got potions. We've got potions. 20. I don't know if we would have lived a crit. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Panic over. I've actually had to stop telling stories about zoos for this. This is how intense this has got with her Beyblade and her Perugly. This got serious all of a sudden. This has become a real Nuzlocke. Look at this. You thought that this wasn't a Nuzlocke, but it is, by the way. It's a Nuzlocke, by the way, okay? The thumbnail said it all series long. So those of you that are now disappointed or surprised that this isn't a podcast and that I will actually focus if I have to, you were warned. You've been warned this whole time. Do I have quick attack on this? No. Okay. Do not heal. Do not heal. Do not heal. Live. Live. Live slowly. Snowy. Yes. Okay. Good. Right. Whoo! That was getting a little bit scary. We had some evolutions. The team's looking good. We're going to leave it here, and we'll take on whoever we have to take on next in the next episode, potentially. It depends if I have to take them on now, because I wasn't going to record another episode straight away. So if I have to take them on now, if it's automatic, then not the Draft League player, you know what I mean. Then we'll... When did that happen? Did she switch that out? I've said I was paying attention. I had no idea she switched that out. And I just risked it that we would outrun this thing. That was a little bit scary. Okay, we did it. Right, she can fuck off now. Go away, Beyblade lady. You didn't even level me up, Zubat. I don't like a hair either. They have really, really butchered Team Galactic's hair. I mean, I think they were always like this, but... The designer... Oh, there's no one else to take on. Okay, she was the boss. I was thinking there was another one after. I thought we had to fight like Cyrus or something afterwards, which would make no sense now I think about it. But that's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, fuck, like we struggled against her, let alone someone else. How have we not had any deaths yet? This is unbelievable. This game must be very easy. It's probably the experience share, because without the experience share, I don't think we would have done anything. I'll be honest. Right. We're going to leave it there. Thank you all. How do I save? What button is save? This one? There we go. Alright, anyway, thank you all so much for loafing around with me, and I'll catch you again next time.